There comes a moment in life when the sting of disrespect cuts so deep that every fiber in your being wants to rise up and fight back. But hear me when I tell you, your silence can thunder louder than your words. You don't always have to swing back when life swings at you. Sometimes the greatest strength you can show is not in retaliation, but in restraint. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people think silence means surrender, as if to keep your mouth closed is to give someone the victory. But silence is not weakness. Silence is not defeat. Silence is not surrender. Silence is strategy. When you choose to remain quiet in the face of disrespect, you are not bowing down to the insult. You are rising above it. You are declaring with your stillness that you refuse to let someone else pull you into the mud of their immaturity. Silence is not what the weak do when they have no words. Silence is what the strong do when they know their words are too valuable to waste on ears that will not hear and hearts that will not change. Think about it. When a storm is raging, thunder makes noise, but it is lightning that leaves the mark. Your silence is the lightning. It speaks without speaking. It leaves an impact without you having to raise your voice. And the truth is, people who disrespect you are looking for reaction. They feed off your anger. They feed off your energy. They thrive when they can push you out of your character. But when you stand still, when you stay quiet, when you refuse to give them the satisfaction of watching you lose your composure, you strip them of the power they thought they had over you. That's strength. That's power. That's control. You must understand that silence is not the absence of response. It is a louder response than words could ever be, because silence says, I see your attempt to break me, but you are not worth my voice. Silence says, I know who I am, and who I am is not determined by how you see me. Silence says, I will not fight on your level because I was created for something higher. If you truly know who you are, you don't have to fight for recognition. You don't have to argue for respect. You don't have to beg for validation. Your very existence, your very life, your very success will do the talking for you. Silence requires courage. It's easy to clap back. It's easy to hurl insults in return. It's easy to match fire with fire. But the strongest person in the room is the one who can stand still, who can absorb the moment without reacting, who can trust that life has a way of balancing itself out. When you understand that silence is not weakness, you begin to see that silence is the guard of your peace. Silence protects your mind from being consumed by drama. Silence protects your heart from carrying bitterness. Silence keeps your spirit focused on your destiny rather than distracted by the noise of those who don't matter. Look at nature itself. Trees do not argue with the wind. They bend, they sway, but they never open their mouth to shout. Yet they outlast the storm. Oceans do not quarrel with the tide. They rise, they fall, but they never lose themselves trying to prove their strength. In the same way, you don't have to raise your voice to prove your value. Your strength is in your stillness. Your power is in your peace. Your dignity is in your discipline. And let me tell you, when you choose silence after disrespect, you are not avoiding the battle. You are choosing a higher battlefield, because the truth is life has a way of defending you. The same mouths that try to dishonor you will one day have to witness your honor. The same people who laughed at you will one day have to watch you be lifted. The same crowd that tried to belittle you will one day be forced to see the greatness they tried to ignore. But if you waste all your time fighting them back, if you spend all your energy trying to correct every word, you lose sight of the destiny that is calling you forward. So the next time disrespect comes your way, remember this: your silence is not weakness. it is wisdom. Your silence is not defeat, it is discipline. Your silence is not fear, it is focus. Because while they are loud in their attempt to tear you down, you are quiet in your determination to rise above. And the rise will always speak louder than the ridicule. Disrespect is one of those bitter pills that everyone has to taste at some point in life. It stings, it bruises, it leaves you feeling undervalued and misunderstood. But the mistake that so many people make is believing that the disrespect aimed at them is a reflection of who they are. The truth is, disrespect is never about you, it's about the one who gave it. Their words, their actions, their mockery, it all springs from the condition of their own heart. When someone disrespects you, they are not revealing your worth, they are exposing their wounds. They are not showing your weakness, they are displaying their emptiness. Disrespect is not a mirror, it is a window into the soul of the one who delivers it. You must learn to separate your identity from someone else's opinion, because if you tie your self-worth to how others treat you, you will always be at the mercy of their moods and their immaturity. One moment they will lift you, and the next moment they will tear you down. And if you let that define you, you will spend your life on an emotional roller coaster, going up and down based on what someone else says. But when you know deep down who you are, when you know the value that was placed inside of you, disrespect becomes nothing more than noise. It becomes a symptom of their brokenness, not a verdict about your life. Think about this. A diamond never stops being a diamond because someone throws it in the dirt. Gold never loses its value because someone fails to recognize its worth. In the same way, you don't stop being who you are because someone disrespects you. If they can't see your value, it doesn't mean you're worthless. It means their vision is limited. If they can't treat you with honor, it doesn't mean you lack honor. It means they are living without it themselves. You must stop allowing the blindness of others to dictate the clarity of your identity. Many times, people who disrespect you are battling demons you cannot see. Their anger is not about you. Their rudeness is not about you. Their bitterness is not about you. They are fighting inner battles and trying to relieve their own pain by projecting it onto others. When you understand this, you stop internalizing their behavior. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start realizing something is broken in them. And once you see it that way, you don't carry their disrespect into your spirit because you know it does not belong to you. But here is where wisdom must step in. When you face disrespect, don't waste your breath trying to convince the disrespectful of your value. Some people are so blinded by pride, jealousy, or ignorance that they could never honor you, no matter how many explanations you give. You cannot argue someone into respecting you. You cannot prove yourself into their acceptance. You cannot plead your way into their acknowledgement. Respect given under pressure is not true respect. It is manipulation. And you were not created to beg for something that life has already placed within you. Instead, carry yourself with quiet confidence. Let your actions speak what their words refuse to say. Let your consistency prove what their opinions try to deny. Live in such a way that your success makes their insults irrelevant. Because the truth is, the loudest rebuttal to disrespect is not your voice, but your victory. When you keep moving forward despite what was said about you, when you continue to shine even after someone tried to dim your light, when you rise without responding, you become undeniable. And eventually, even those who disrespected you will have no choice but to see what they tried to ignore. And sometimes you won't even need their acknowledgement because life will raise you higher than their words ever could. Disrespect does not change your destiny. It cannot subtract from your purpose. It cannot rewrite the script of your future. All it can do is expose the character of the one who delivered it. If you hold on to that understanding, you will never again let disrespect sink into your soul. Instead, you'll look at it for what it is, a reflection of them, not a reflection of you. And once you know that, you are free to walk with dignity, free to protect your peace, free to rise above the noise of small minds that never had the power to define you in the first place. Life is governed by principles that cannot be bypassed. No matter how clever, no matter how arrogant, no matter how bold someone may seem, one of those principles is that every seed sound must eventually produce a harvest. People may laugh in the moment. They may mistreat you without remorse. They may throw their words like stones and think they walked away free. But the laws of life are steady and unshakable. What they plant in others, they will one day face in their own soil. That is why you don't have to destroy yourself trying to get even. You don't have to waste your nights plotting revenge or lose your days rehearsing the insult over and over again. Because life has a way of balancing its books. It keeps the record, and what goes out always comes back. Disrespect is a seed, and like any seed, it has a season. When someone throws out disrespect, it may feel like they escaped the consequences. It may look like they keep moving forward, untouched, unbothered, unjudged. But just because a seed doesn't sprout immediately doesn't mean it's not in the soil. Every act carries with it a harvest. Every word has a return. And if someone sows anger, bitterness, cruelty, or dishonor, they will eventually reap the fruit of their own planting. You don't have to rush the process. You don't have to force it. You don't have to manipulate it. Just stand still and watch, because time will testify louder than you ever could. When you understand this truth, you stop carrying the burden of trying to right every wrong against you. You don't need to spend your energy proving a point to people who deliberately disrespected you. You don't need to burn your strength chasing justice with your own hands. Justice has a way of moving through life without your interference. Karma, destiny, divine order, call it what you will. It has a way of circling back around. The people who tried to cut you down will one day see the garden growing in your life, while they themselves choke on the weeds of what they planted. That is not your doing. It is the natural return of what they released. Sometimes life teaches through silence. The silence of your response allows the echo of their own actions to come back to them unfiltered. When you refuse to engage, when you let their words hang in the air without response, those very words become mirrors that reflect back on them. You don't have to raise your voice, because their own behavior will rise up as their judge. That is why you must not let disrespect drag you into bitterness. If you let anger consume you, if you let revenge dominate you, then you've allowed their seed to become yours. But if you stand back, if you remain steady, if you choose peace, then the soil of your life will produce fruit that they cannot stop and cannot spoil. This law of return is both a warning and a comfort. It is a warning to those who dishonor that nothing they do is without consequence. And it is a comfort to those who are disrespected that nothing they endure is without justice. It means that you can release the offense, not because it didn't hurt, not because it wasn't wrong, but because you trust that life will handle it better than you ever could. You release it because you know the story is not finished. You release it because you believe in the balance of seasons. That what they tried to bury you with will one day bury them if they refuse to change. Think of the farmer who plants. They cannot see the harvest immediately. They wait. They water. They trust the process of time. In the same way, you must wait when disrespected. You must water your soul with patience. You must cultivate your peace with restraint. You must trust that what they planted in ugliness will return to them in ugliness. And what you planted in silence, in grace, in dignity, will return to you in abundance. That is the exchange that no man, no insult, no slander, no weapon can undo. So when people disrespect you, don't rush to correct. Don't chase them down with explanations. Don't waste your life trying to make them see. Let the law of return speak for you. Let the seed they planted grow in their field. Let your own field grow in silence. Because life has a memory, time has a voice, and the harvest will always reveal the truth that words tried to deny. Patience is one of the hardest disciplines to master because everything inside of you wants to react, wants to move, wants to prove a point in the moment. When someone disrespects you, your pride rises up, your emotions push you to respond, and the desire to defend yourself burns in your chest. But elevation doesn't come in the rush of reaction. It comes in the stillness of patience. Patience is the posture that allows life to set the stage for your rise without you sabotaging it with your own hands. When you hold your tongue, when you still your spirit, when you refuse to let their words dictate your actions, you are giving room for something greater to unfold. Elevation is not just about reaching a higher level. It's about being prepared to stay there once you arrive. If you fight every battle, if you answer every insult, if you react to every provocation, you'll spend your energy on people who were never meant to be part of your future. Patience is the tool that keeps you from wasting strength on the small things so you can save it for the big doors opening ahead of you. It is not easy to wait. It is not easy to stay quiet. It is not easy to hold your peace when you've been disrespected. But patience is the very thing that will lift you when words fail you. The irony of life is that the people who try to tear you down often become the very witnesses to your rise. But that rise doesn't happen through noise. It happens through consistency, through discipline, through refusing to be dragged into battles that don't matter. Every time you choose patience instead of reaction, you are building a foundation for your elevation. Every time you let silence cover you instead of anger, you are showing the maturity that qualifies you for greater. The higher you go, the more restraint it requires. Patience is the price you pay for promotion because impatience will always cause you to move before the moment is ready, and moving too soon can cost you what was already being prepared for you. Think of it like this: a seed underground doesn't break through the soil overnight. It takes time. The dirt presses down on it, the darkness surrounds it, but in that season of waiting, something is happening that no eye can see. Roots are forming. Strength is building. Preparation is taking place beneath the surface. And when the right time comes, that seed doesn't just grow, it breaks forth with power, with stability, with endurance. That's what patience does in your life. When you stay quiet, when you wait instead of retaliating, you're not doing nothing. You're allowing unseen strength to be built in you. You're allowing your character to take root so that when you rise, you won't fall at the first storm. Disrespect is a test, and patience is the answer that moves you past it. Some people are sent into your life to provoke you, to distract you, to pull you out of your peace. But if you can wait, if you can endure, if you can resist the temptation to react, you disarm them completely. You show them that their words don't control your destiny. You show them that their insults don't dictate your future. And in that silence, in that waiting, you create space for life to elevate you beyond them. You cannot soar with eagles if you are always stopping to argue with chickens. Patience teaches you to keep moving, to keep climbing, to keep growing without coming down, to fight at every level. And here's the beauty of patience. While you're staying quiet, life is speaking on your behalf. While you're waiting, doors are opening. While you're holding your peace, situations are aligning in your favor. What looks like stillness is actually preparation. What looks like silence is actually strategy. Patience is not just about enduring time. It's about trusting that time itself is working for you. When you remain patient, when you choose dignity over reaction, when you trust the process instead of rushing it, you will find yourself elevated without even lifting a finger to fight those who disrespected you. Your silence becomes your shield, your patience becomes your pathway, and your rise becomes undeniable to everyone who thought they could hold you down.